This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder. Brought to you by Priority Automotive.
On a frightfully cold and wet Halloween weekend, the Old Dominion football team finally welcomed 9th-ranked James Madison University to their doorstep. A treat for the fans and another full bag of tricks in the Monarchs' game plan, sending JMU home with nothing in their baskets but a loss. What happened and how? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. After a 3-point win over JMU, Coach, you called this a signature win for your program. Why?
Number of reasons, Bruce. First and foremost is the fact that this was the number 9 ranked team in the country in James Madison. We went in the game ranked 15th, so beating a top 10 team. We had previously beaten 20th ranked Massachusetts. This was the highest ranked team we beat. That's number one. Number two is the rivalry between the school and all sports. James Madison and Old Dominion have been playing a long time in a lot of sports, so that was big. Recruiting from that standpoint. Now James Madison's a school we compete with the most in recruiting, and then also the CA race. The fact James Madison was ahead of us, we're now in 3rd place by ourselves in the league, so it was very important from that standpoint as well.
You're down 6 at halftime. JMU has the momentum. What was said in the locker room, especially to the defense?
Yeah, the number one thing was just take a deep breath and do your job. Our kids were so anxious. They wanted to perform so well that we were out of position a lot in the first half in all 3 phases. You mentioned the defense. James Madison scored on all 4 possessions in the first half. They were 0 for 7 scoring in the second half. Our defense was dominant, and our kids did an excellent job just playing the game plan Coach Rondeau had given them.
The defense answers tossing a second half shutout. You can't get the ball in the end zone either, but how about some love for your kicker, Jared Brown from Grafton High School? 3 field goals in the second half, 2 extra points, and in horrible weather.
Yeah, what I was most pleased with was Jared is that he really kept his wits about him. We had a crosswind that at times was gusting at 30 miles an hour, and that 40-yard field goal that he hit that actually tied the game. He hit a 25-yarder later that were the winning points, but the 40-yarder, Bruce, he started that ball far outside the right upright, and it just snuck inside the left upright. Excellent protection, but just an excellent job by him being aware of the situation and the wind.
Special teams come through again. Another outstanding performance by quarterback Taylor Heineke, the CAA Rookie of the Week. I mean, this guy doesn't turn the ball over.
Right.
He plays like a senior.
Yeah, he's performing at a high level. And when you play the top-ranked defense in the league, which James Madison was, he goes 22 for 35, Bruce, for 236 yards, and he threw the ball away 8 times to avoid sacks or negative plays, 11 rushes from scrimmage for 92 yards, and some big runs towards the end of the game. He continues to play well within the system, distribute the ball, and the guys around him are playing very well.
All right, Coach, 2 key plays that we have to show again. In the first half, 4th down, Taylor in trouble. He drops the ball, gets it back, scrambles around, and hits Larry Pinkard for a touchdown. Nice call, Coach.
Well, just how we drew it up. Exactly how we drew it up. On that play, Bruce, it was designed bootleg for him to come out in a 4th and 1, and Taylor actually dropped the snap because he was so anxious to get out. And he had the wherewithal, once he knew he was going to be sacked, to throw the ball into the end zone, because now it's either going to be incomplete, a touchdown for us, or if they intercept it, it's going to be a touchback. So we would have gained yardage, and to make that decision split second was really a heads-up play by Taylor.
A lot of poise, and then another great call on your part. JMU ready to kick a field goal and send the game into overtime, but Ronnie Cameron comes through with the block.
Yeah, the pressure on that, Bruce, was just outstanding. We had called a timeout before, number one, to see their formation and try to ice the kicker. And what we did on that, Coach Z had noticed last week that they had an ineligible player on the end of the line, meaning he couldn't go out for a pass. So that allowed us to add an extra player to the rush, and Craig Wilkins was the guy we added. Ronnie kind of blew up the front side. Craig's the one who actually got through and just got his fingertip on the ball, which it looked like that kick was going to be good.
Well, it wasn't. Tomorrow's game against Richmond will mark the final home game for 8 seniors on the Monarch squad. Chris Reckling introduces us to one senior who came to ODU to make his mark.
While Saturday will mark the final home game for several Monarch seniors, it will be especially tough for senior left tackle Ryan Jensen.
My mom told me to go to Costco and get a box of tissues.
Jensen's parents will be coming all the way from California. Prior to coming to Old Dominion, Jensen had never heard of the Monarchs.
I remember seeing the Crown logo from Coach Rondo and Lloyd, our first practice. They came to my junior college, and I just, I kind of was like, what is that school,
But he was intrigued about starting a program.
It was a great opportunity. I could have gone to, smaller 1A schools or other 1AAs, but, being one of the first offensive linemen, so I'm the first starting right tackle of this program, and that's something I can say for the rest of my life. I'm really proud of that.
Jensen has battled his share of injuries. Earlier this season, he suffered a torn bicep muscle, but has yet to miss a snap due to the injury.
This all slid down and bunched up, so it's a nice conversation starter.
Yes, taking the field one last time will be special for Jensen and his fellow seniors.
I've met a lot of great friends, and I've almost, Old Dominion's taken us in, and I feel like it's part of my family now, I'm not sure where I'm going to end up after this, but, Norfolk's home to me right now.
In Norfolk, Chris Reckling for the Old Dominion Football Show.
Thanks, Chris. And Coach, I imagine the senior day is very emotional for you and your staff.
It is, and the way Ryan just put it, saying Norfolk is home to me now, that's the way these kids feel. And they've started this program, Bruce. They've been through some incredible journeys along the way, and this one's not done yet. There's another chapter to write in the history of this senior class, but what a just fabulous group they are, Bruce.
They are fine young men. Now, we know how tough another senior, Ronnie Cameron, is, but is he tough enough to tackle Ali Lucia tonight on the 1-minute drill? And the fans were loud and proud Saturday at the JMU game despite the weather, but were they able to have any fun before the game? Silly question. Let's meet the tailgaters of the week when the Old Dominion Football Show returns in 30 seconds.
A man who needs no introduction, Ronnie Cameron. You've done this before, so you're a veteran.
Yeah, I guess. Hopefully this time goes a little better than last time.
Are you a social media guy?
A little bit. I try not to spend too much time. School keeps me busy, but I hear, like I said, I'm on Twitter a little bit. I'm on, it's at RonDon96 on Twitter. But yeah, a little bit.
Major? What's your major?
Oh, right now I'm getting my MBA in information technology.
Oh, we got a smart one.
A little bit. I dabble in the classroom a little bit.
If you could drive any car, what would it be?
Drive any car. I would have to say 6 Series M6 BMW.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of tinted windows,
Yeah,
good bass going.
All black on black rims, everything black,
Would you pick the beach or the pool for a day off?
Beach, just chilling on the beach. Hopefully it's not too hot, Like I said, just on that perfect temperature, but chilling on the beach is good.
All right, well, that's going to wrap things up for this 1-minute drill. Hopefully you're not sweating too much.
No, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad this time around.
All right, Ronnie Cameron, not that bad.
Thank you.
Can we keep him around for another couple of years?
Absolutely.
Find some eligibility.
We'd love to.
I'll tell you, he's something. Coach, the 12th Monarch came through for you on Saturday, and like
Yes,
the
they
players, the weather didn't bother them at all. Check out our tailgaters of the week.
Hey, we're here to support ODU today. We're going to beat the hell out of JMU. Here we go. Come on, William. What do you got to say? Go ODU. No, we come out every week. We were here at 8 a.m. and we love ODU. We have 6 pounds of bacon, 30 pounds of sausage, 50 biscuits, deviled eggs, fresh chili, sausage gravy, chili, anything you need.
Don't get the mimosas!
Beat JMU. That's what we're saying. 2, 3. Beat JMU! Beat JMU! Beat JMU! Beat JMU! Beat JMU! Beat JMU! Beat JMU!
And when they did, when we come back, a look at tomorrow's opponent, Richmond, the coach's corner, and the priorities of the game as the Old Dominion Football Show continues. Tomorrow's opponent, Richmond, has lost 5 in a row, but started the season beating Duke and was considered one of the top teams in the country in 1AA. Tell us about the Spiders.
Yeah, Bruce, this is the best team I've seen in 24 years of coaching on a 5-game losing streak. This team started out 3-0, as you mentioned, beat Duke, a team that lost narrowly to Virginia Tech last week. 3-0, ranked number 3 in the nation. They've lost 5 straight games, and 3 of them, Bruce, in absolutely heartbreaking fashion, similar to our 39-35 loss to Towson. They lost to UNH 45-43, Towson 31-28 in the last-second field goal, and Maine 23-22 in a game they led 16-0 going in the fourth quarter. All 3 of those teams are the top 3 teams in the league right now ahead of us. Excellent football team.
With a great quarterback, it's not going to be a gimme. Now, the tough questions from you fans. It's time for the Coach's Corner. Roger from Chesapeake asks, I know there is plenty of football to play this year, but how are we looking for next year? I bet we won't be picked to finish 10th.
Great question, Roger. I appreciate that one. We have 87 of our 95 players on this team returning next year. We're still relatively youthful, and I think that bodes well for our future. Thanks for the question, Roger.
Dan from Virginia Beach wants to know if there is a player that has exceeded expectations this season.
So many of our players, Dan, have played well this year. Obviously, if you go from a preseason 10 and to be in the position we are right now in third, your team's playing well. But I've been so impressed and happy with the performance of our middle linebacker, number 34, J.J. Williams. He's consistently been around 7 or 8 tackles a game. He battled back from an injury last year. And to see him play this well in his senior year, very excited. Thanks for the question.
And this one is from Andy in Virginia Beach, not to beat a dead horse, but was the infamous 4th and 29 play against Towson the worst play you have ever seen in your coaching career?
Well, when you've coached as long as I have, 24 years, you've been around some heartbreakers, and this one actually is narrowly beaten, Bruce, by a play when I was coaching at Maine. We had a game 1 at Richmond, coincidentally, and had a punt blocked right at the end of the game. They scored to beat us. So there's been a few of them. This one's close.
Hey, you can have one a year. All right, Coach, you have your game plan. Your players know what to do, but tell us, what are your priorities of the game for tomorrow?
Well, number 1, different team, same story. Here's another great CAA team coming into town, so we got to start fast in this football game. Number 2 is handle our in-game adjustments. Something we get better at each week is making adjustments within the game as they happen based on what Richmond's doing. And the third thing is send the seniors out the right way on senior day with a victory and an excellent performance. Those are the priorities for the game.
The final home game of the regular season tomorrow, 2 o'clock against Richmond. It's senior day. I know you hate to see the seniors go.
Oh, absolutely. They've been such a good group, Bruce, and I so much want to see them get this win on senior day.
All right. Hopefully the weather will be just a little better than last week. Go enjoy the game. What do you have to say to the 12th Monarch?
We need you loud and proud. You were awesome last week. Let's bring our A game again this week.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.